were being selfish. And I kind of had an awakening this week, something God showed me in an area where I had been selfish and I didn't even know that I was being. I was going to a girl for a while that does massage, and she's pretty close to my house, so it was really convenient. She gives a good massage, which, believe me, I need one after I'm done with one of these. And I was tipping her really good, about twice what you should. Dave and I believe in blessing people that a lot of their income comes from their tips. And so I was giving her probably double what would be an ordinary tip. She never said thank you. She never said, oh, that's nice. So after going to her about 3 or 4 times, it started to aggravate me. And I thought, well, you know, you could at least be thankful, which she should have been, but then you have to go back to, well, why was I giving it to her? Was I giving it to her to be thanked and to be well thought of and to be told how wonderful I was? Or was I giving it to her because I really wanted to bless her? Well, I just decided I was going to stop going to her. So I just quit going to her. And all this time I thought, she deserves it. She could at least say thank you. So I've had other people over the last 2 or 3 years, but one of them just had a surgery and she can't work for a while and blah, blah, blah. So I thought, you know, I'm just going to go back to her because she's real close to the house, and I'm just going to go back to her, but I'm going to just give her a much less tip. I'm just going to give her, you know, just a 20% tip. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll give her 25%. And then God showed me, he said, well, if you just want to bless her, why don't you just give her what you were giving her before? And all of a sudden I saw what I had been doing. I didn't even see it. It didn't register in my head as being selfishness, but that's exactly what it was. I was not giving her the large tip just because I wanted to bless her. I was doing it to be well thought of and to get a thank you. So that was totally selfish and self-centered. So I thought I would start with a story about my problem that would then make you feel a little better about facing your problem. Amen? And I should know better because I teach on this a lot. And now I have written a book about it, so I'm going to have to really be careful. How did What About Me get started? Like a lot of people do, I was laying in bed one morning about 38 years ago, thinking about me and what I could do that day to enjoy myself. And the kids were going swimming at the neighborhood pool, and I thought, well, what about me? And Dave was going to play golf, and I thought, well, what about me? And as I just went through the day, I thought, you know, I'm going to cook, and they're going to eat it, and I'm going to clean the mess up. And I thought about just how pitiful I was and what they should be doing for me that they weren't. And all of a sudden, God gave me like a vision, not like an open vision, but I saw this in my spirit. And he said, you know, every morning the devil comes and he starts putting this stuff in your head. And he said, it's like he comes and just winds you up for the day. Like, what about me? What about me? What about me? What about me? Now listen, you know, the way you start your day, you can make or break a day before you ever get out of bed. You have to really be careful about your thinking early in the morning, because when you're about half asleep, the devil will definitely come and try to fill your head full of stuff that's going to make your day miserable. And so then he said, you know what you look like to me all day long? You look like a little robot that goes around saying nothing but, what about me? What about me? What about me? Beep, beep, what about me? What about me? Well, that robot has now become famous. I've done it in every language, in every country, and believe me, they get it. I don't care what language they speak, they get it. You know, there are some sins that we think are acceptable sins. In other words, certain things that we do that we don't think, well, you know, that's not on the 10 list, so I'm a little selfish. I mean, if I don't take care of myself, who is going to take care of me? And when I talk about giving up, trying to take care of yourself, I'm not talking about the things that we should do. I'm not talking about taking care of yourself and taking care of your health and eating good and exercising. I'm not even talking about you should rest, you should do some things that you like to do. Different times you should make sure you get laughter in your life. I'm not saying that, you know, nobody here should ever do anything for themselves, but we can't be self-centered and self-absorbed if I am the only or the major thing in my life. It's like living in solitary confinement on death row. There's nobody there but me. And people who live like that, who always put themselves first, I want you to listen to what I'm going to say. It is impossible for you to be happy. You cannot be happy. And so many people are unhappy, and they think it's their circumstances. It's this, it's that. If you would do this, if you would do that, if you wouldn't do this, if you wouldn't do that. I was preaching, had a good ministry, had a good family, and I just couldn't seem to get happy. And I asked God, what is wrong with me? I've got every reason to be happy, and I'm not. And he just spoke right back in my spirit, you're selfish. See, I told you were going to like this. And I'm encouraged. I can tell how much you really like it. So, I'm going to teach you a little song this weekend, and we're going to sing it. Now, I don't sing. I'm not a singer. I really wish I would have taught this to one of these girls that can sing. But in 1937, a song came out called I Want to Be Happy. And it was done by Ella Fitzgerald. It was done by Doris Day. It was done by many different people. And they all kind of had their own little way of singing it. Some were real slow. Doris Day sang it real slow and dreamy. And